Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Power Query video series. This is video number 6. We are going to explore the transformation options available for a text data. Now, in this video series, we are going to explore the options like how do you remove extra spaces, non-printable characters, case changings, splitting the columns, merging the columns, replacing the values. So I'm super excited to get and explore into the Power Query editor these options. So without much ado, let's go to the Excel screen and let's launch the Power Query editor and let's connect to the data set right now. So I'm in the Excel right now, so I'm going to go to the data tab, and in the data tab I'm going to go to the get and transform data group, go to the get data drop down, under which I'm going to click on launch Power Query editor, and that's going to bring me to the Power Query editor. I'm going to go to the new source in the home tab under the new query group. So click the new source drop down, go to the file section, and we're going to connect to Excel workbook. Now it's going to ask me which one you want to connect to. I have two different type of data sets which are exactly the same, but we're going to try the transformation in one data set, and we're going to test it whether those transformation works perfectly even the other data set which is of similar characteristics. So let's go ahead and connect to the sample data set 1, and I'm going to go ahead and click import, and let's wait. As usual, it's going to ask us which sheet you want to connect. So we are going to connect to sheet 1. We're going to click OK. And you could see this is again a comma separated value. The first initial step we need to do is split these into individual columns. So before I go ahead and do that, I want to check whether the change type step has been captured by the Power Query editor, which I was telling you from the last video. That should be the last approach after we have the columns in right places. But right now we don't have the data segregated into columns, so we don't want the change type step. So I'm going to get rid of that step by clicking on the X mark in the applied steps area, and we are back to that. So the first thing we're going to go and do is split this column. So that's the first transformation we're going to do. In the home tab under the transform section, split column, and we're going to go for the choice delimiter because the data is separated by the comma. And the best part, we have recognized last time itself, Power Query has the option to recognize that automatically. So it has picked up comma as the one which is separating it. It's asking us, would you like to split this for each occurrence? Yes, absolutely. That's what we need. We're going to click OK, and we could see the data got splitted into individual columns. Now we don't want this change type yet because the header is not properly set. The first row of the data is actually the header, so we need to promote the first row as the header. We're gonna go to the home tab again under the transform section again. This time we're gonna go for the choice use first row as header. So we're gonna click that, and that has completed it. Let's go ahead and check this time. Yes, the headers are in proper place. We're gonna allow the change type this time. We don't have any problem. And we're going to randomly check whether the things have been picked up correctly. We could see that each column has got that data type perfectly, so we don't have to worry about it. But there are a couple of issues we need to handle here. So let's start one by one. All right, so the first thing we're going to go ahead and do after this process is we're going to deal with the product code column. Now you could see that the product code is having some issues. The first thing we would like to have is in this pattern PROD, and then hyphen followed by the 3 alpha, followed by a hyphen, and then followed by a number. But the PROD and the 3 character alpha, they are not in proper cases, and in certain places we don't have the hyphen. Instead we have underscore, we have dot, so we need to manage all those right now. Let's go ahead and start this process. We're gonna take care of two different things here. First thing, we're gonna do the replacing of values, and then we're gonna do the case changing as well. So select the product code column, and if at all we want to do it on the same column itself, we were understanding from the last video itself, we'll be doing it under the transform tab, under the text column group. And am I trying to extract? No, I'm not trying to extract anything here. I'm trying to do a formatting part here. So let's see what type of format I can use here. There is an option to do the case changing, but the problem is we need to first remove that dot and underscore. I'm trying to see, do we have option to do the replacement? Let's go under the extract. Do you have the replacing part there? No, we don't have the replacing. Under the parse, no. Under the split column, no. So that means the replacing of values does not fit into the text column or the text transformation, so which will be available as a generic transformation. Where can I access the generic transformations? Under the home tab, under the transform section, here we have the generic transformations, which is replace value. So we're going to click on replace value, and it's going to ask us, what would you like to replace? The first thing we want to replace is the underscore with the, so let's use the underscore, and we want to replace this underscore with hyphen, and that's the first replacement we want to do it. We're going to click OK, and the underscores are replaced. Now we need to do the next replacement is the dot. So we're gonna, again, having that column selected, we're gonna go back to the replace values, and this time instead of the underscore, we're gonna take the dot, and let's click inside the box. So let's say replace the dot with hyphen. We're gonna click OK. So the dot and the underscore we have replaced. Now the next thing we're going to deal with is PROD. We want to change them everything into capital, and the 3 alpha we want to change them into capital letters, so, or the uppercase, however you call it. So let's go ahead and do that. This is a case changing, and having that column selected, we're going to go to the transform, we're going to go to the text column, we're going to go to the format drop down, and here we got the option for the uppercase. So let's go ahead and click on it, and bingo, we got that conversion done. Now it looks far better, perfectly done. So that is good, and let's come to the next column where I want to do a simple change. You can see here the word great. The first feedback itself, the word great is not given in full words. It is given as GR and followed by the number 8. We're going to replace that part into the word great. So again, we're going to use replace value. So the improvement, what we're going to do here is, should I need to go back to the home tab again and the transforms? No. Most of the time the transformations, what you want to do for the respective column, you can do it by selecting the column, do a right click, and here you will have the respect transformations available. If you go to the transform section, it will show you the transformations which you can use it on that column itself. The beautiful part here is, depends on the selected column. If it's a numerical column, the transform will show you all the transformation steps respective to the number. If it's a date and time column, it will show you the options available to the date and time. Now because we have selected the text, it's showing you the options available for the text. So we're gonna go and see, do I need to do anything here? No, I want to do the replace value. So I'm gonna go with the replace value option, and I want to type, hey, GR8, I want you to change it to the word great. So click OK, and let's check. Yes, that is also completed. Let's come to the category column, and where the feedback is categorized. And you could see the way, again, we have a case changing problem here. So let's go ahead and handle that case changing. So select the column, right click, transform, and we're going to say capitalize each word. So when I do that, yes, it's looking perfectly fine, but the UI and UX, in case if you want to put them into upper cases, you can replace the values, but I'm going to leave that for you. For me, it's perfectly fine. That's not an issue for me. So I'm going to move forward to the rating column. Nothing to do with the rating column. Let's move to the location column, and you could see the location column has some issues here because we got some prefixing, suffixing, spaces, case changings. Okay, all is going to happen in one place. So select the column, right click again, transform, and we're going to do trim. So the trim is going to handle the prefixing, suffixing, extra spaces. In case if there are non-printable characters like carriage returns or something else, it's better we go ahead and do one more transformation along with the trim, which is called clean. And that also I'm going to do that. And finally, to make it to look more uniform and professional, I'm going to go ahead and do the case changing transformation, which is capitalize each word. Okay, that looks good. So let's move forward to the next column. And the next column is something we could see here. It says date submitted, but it doesn't show the date submitted here. We have an issue because I think it's showing the state in abbreviated way. So this has to be handled. And let's move to the next column. Ideally, the next column is where the date submitted should be coming in, but we are seeing completely in a different column. So let's handle this part right now. First, let's do the case changing. So right click, transform, and we're going to say uppercase. And we could see there are certain state comes with the dot. We need to replace the dot to nothing. So we're going to quickly do that. I'm going to go ahead and select the column, replace value, and we're going to say in the replace section, find the dot and replace with nothing. We click OK, and the dots are removed. So it looks pretty good. And let's change the title, and we're going to say the title is state. That's good. And the contact info, we're going to change that to date submitted. Cool. Now let's go to the last column. There we got a good work to do. So we could see here the customer's email address and the phone number got mixed up, and we want to put them into different places. Okay, and certain email addresses are within the braces, and and the phone numbers are prefixed with words like phone, cell, tel. So ph, there's a lot to do here. So let's clean it up. And first thing we're going to do is select the column. We're going to split them using the transform, text column, split column, and by delimiter. The delimiter here in this case is comma. And for each occurrence, we're going to click OK. And we got the email address separated and the phone number separated. Let's go ahead and name this column as email ID. All right. So now the next thing we're going to need to do here, we need to replace this email colon and the closing and open braces. All those we need to handle it. So let's go ahead and select the column. Having the column selected, replace values. We're going to go ahead first say email colon. I want you to replace with nothing. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's taken care. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and do again, the replace values. And I'm going to say, hey, why don't you handle the open braces and replace with nothing. Again, let's go ahead and replace values here. We're going to say closing braces and replace with nothing. So that is taken care. If you have a doubt that you could see there's some extra spaces in the start of the email address, we're going to right click on the column, transform, and we're going to use trim. And that is also taken care. Now let's come to the last column where we got the phone numbers, and we're going to go ahead and select that column. The first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and trim it so that the extra spaces are handled. So trim is done. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we want to extract the text whichever is after the colon and space, because if I'm going to use this replace values, I have to do it for multiple times, one for phone colon, one for cell colon, one for ph, one for tl, one for contact. So I don't want to do it like that. Instead, I'm going to handle this in a different way. So let's go to the transform tab, let's go to the split column, and I want to do it by the delimiter, and let's go ahead and say colon and the space. colon and the space. And let's say this is where I want you to extract it from the each occurrence of the delimiter. Let's click OK. Let's check out what happened. So this has got into one column and this has got into one column. So we got the phone number correctly in one place. So this column we don't need it. So we're going to right click and remove it, and we're going to keep the last column, and we're going to name this as contact telephone. All right, and this one we want to the last finishing touch. Instead of null, we want to have the text no contact phone numbers. So select the column, right click, replace values. This time the replace value is going to be null, and we want to replace that to no contact phone number. Okay, so that's the text I want to replace it with. Let's click OK, and let's check whether that's been done. Perfect. Now we got the data cleaned up, everything what we needed, everything is taken care, and you could see the number of steps which has got captured. And I think this is a good example which gave us a lot of scope to try multiple transformation options available inside the Power Query editor for the text data. Last but not the least, we have the T and the state in two different places. We want to merge them together, and we'll put them as a customer location. We're going to select these two columns. We're going to go for the transform, and we're going to go for the text column section. Here we got the merge column, so let's click, and it's going to ask us when you're going to merge these two columns, what's the name you want to give for this. I'm going to say customer location, and why don't you split this with a comma, and click OK. And there we go, we got the new column created, which is the combination of the city and the state together. So perfect, and everything else is okay for me, so I'm good to go with it. We're gonna save this. We're going to load this back to Excel. So let's go to the home tab, and let's go to close and load drop down, close and load to. And once I click that close and load, it's going to ask me where do you want to load it. I want to load it in the existing sheet, and I want to load it in the cell A1 onwards. So I've clicked on it, and that's where the data is going to get loaded. Let's click OK. And we got the cleaned up data loaded. Perfect. Look at it. Everything is looking perfectly good for us. And having did such a steps, and we're gonna check out whether it will be done for the second data set which we had it in the location. We did a lot of transformation, and I said in the Power Query editor, the best part, one of the key thing is you don't have to do this every time. So you do need to do it only once, and the rest will be taken care next time when you have a similar data. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to connect to a different data source to get this job done for that data source. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to go for edit, and let's change the source data, which is the first step in our applied step. I'm going to go to the source step. I'm going to click on that gear icon, and now we have the option to change the data set. The second data set what I had in the download section was named as sample data set 2. So I'm going to change the file name, click OK, and let's click the last step. And if we get the result perfectly here, that means it has done the magic. Absolutely. You can see here the first one was starting from the product IDs were starting from 1 to 50. The second one was 51 to 100. So let me go ahead and load this and watch it. It's gonna update itself, and that is simply super. So in this video, we got an opportunity to explore the options available in the text transformations in Power Query editor. I've also shown you those transformations, whatever we did can be replicated or can be used again for a similar data set. Now that's what we have gone through in this video. I hope you guys got a good learning from this video. We will catch up again with another interesting input from the Power Query editor. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.